le Canadien. C'est dans notre sang, dans nos cœurs, notre tradition, notre honneur. Le Canadien, c'est doux, c'est une partie de nous. Bleu, blanc, rouge. Le Canadien, c'est une partie de nous.
Hockey Nation Live Show with hockey coach Frenchy directly from the beautiful country of Thailand. I was not very good on the dance right there because I was watching swimming and Vasilevsky in the middle of this ice on the Stadium Series hockey fight. Another fight. I don't know what's going on with the goalies. Vasilevsky versus Swimmen. Both of them was the first fight in NHL. And Boston League went out 5-2 at the middle of the second period. That's happening there. So I apologize for that. Welcome for the Red Lights Show. This Sunday night, we talk about the Montreal Canadiens. Of course, we talk about everything's going on in NHL. And of course, of the Yo Bleu Blanc Rouge, la Saint-Flanelle, les Glorieux, les habitants de Montréal, le Tricolore, le Montréal. Tonight, we're going to talk about the perfect week of the Montreal Canadiens. I'll be honest with you, not many people were projected to have the Montreal Canadiens with a perfect week. I'm talking about, again, Vegas, again, Colorado, and the Buffalo Sabres. But because of Caufield, Tobach, and Suzuki, they changed the prediction of many people, and many people was very wrong about the week. If you don't know, but tonight, guys, I'm going to try to bring you some kind of positivity vibes, and we have to appreciate what we got right now. And I feel like we gave a goal is the end of the world. Like we had people last night, they're not going to make the playoff. They'll be terrible. And then this is going to be the end. They have to rebuild again. It's what kind of people we have. We have one of the best teams in NHL at some point. They score goal like crazy in NHL. And we're still complaining about the goalies, the defensive man. It's just like, really? We can lose 5 games, not the end of the world. We have a great fun year, and we cannot, like I always said, not okay for, what you want, but focus on what you have and enjoy the ride. And of the Montreal Canadiens, you have to focus on that one. I think that would be the best way to describe the Montreal Canadiens at that moment. Big week they did, and then 2 more games before the Olympic is coming next week. That said, I want to remind everybody we'll be back at Monday night with the Montreal Canadiens versus this is going to be a difficult game for me. This is maybe the big game for me against Minnesota. Minnesota right now are hot. They beat Edmonton 7-3 last night. Kaprizov, but now you have the Eriksson Aki back. You have Matt Boldy back. Quinn Hughes, one of the best defensemen at the month of January in NHL. And Wallstead is goalies. He is playing right now over his head. And so this is a very difficult, and we know in Montreal and Minnesota does not do well usually. So we have to wait what he's going to do this tomorrow night. But this is going to be really an important game for Montreal Canadiens. And of course, they finished complete the 3-road trip Wednesday night in Winnipeg against the Jets. So that'll give you a bit what's going on. And before we start, we're going to look about the we are the cup hungry after 33 years. Gary Cournoyer, Superman is in the house. PS is in the house. We have Mr. Warren Smith. Welcome back from Manitoba. Glad to see you, my friend. You're back again in the house. Ovizio knocked it out. Mr. Ovizio, PLW back in the house. Eminem from British Columbia also with us. Gary Cournoyer continues to talk about the team a little bit early. And then we have Brew. You come back. I was afraid Coach was not doing a show tonight. There was no show scheduled early today. I'm glad I was wrong. Yeah, Brew. Usually I schedule before I go to bed because of my knee yesterday. And I have some height. Anyway, I decide to do everything, but I don't when I came back to work at 4 o'clock this morning, 4:30, I decided to put the show on. But don't worry, bro, I'll be back. At least we're power out. Roger Bouchard back in the house. Luciano back in the house. Luciano busy as on the week. We appreciate to see you, my friend, moderator, the Hockey National Show. Stan the Man is with us with Rob Wagon, Wisdom Star. Why is not coach covering the season classic Tampa Bruins game tonight? Because we do the Montreal Canadiens tonight, so we have a choice to be with Montreal or the game of the Tampa Bay and the Bruins on that one. PLAYBOOK go with Rasmus Anderson tonight. On this one, I just pray nobody mentioned Tobel, so Frenchy don't need a repeat of what the senseless argue. I will say to you guys, I will repeat, Constitution said, always with facts. When you have a facts, I will go with the facts. Tobel last night, 0.947 or something. When you get that, that's the kind of performance you want to get for the goaltender. That's it. That's the way looking down. So if you repeat that, that's what we're looking for. But at 0.890, say percentage, you have to be a little bit more caution about that. That's how I see goaltending in NHL. For me, this is right. But last night, it completely keep the game for the Montreal Canadiens for sure. Last night, we have Kiki right now battle with a couple of battle left and right. This is going to be an interesting game for the third period between both teams. That's going to be bring this on the playoff, Tampa Bay and Boston, if they make it. Nicolas, welcome in the house. On that one, all the Leaf fans ever still staying. Ouf, the Leaf. Nicolas. Belle bagarre de gardien. Oui, GF à Montreal. Mother figure this game out. Improved team defense. Trade for a dead defenseman. Of course, a legit second center. About that, interesting comments about that, GF, because we'll talk about this tonight. I have a couple of questions. And the question I'm going to ask is not on myself and not on you, because we have, of course, he's back in the house. He is not on the ER, but he passed a couple of days with some kind of cold and the flu. And he gave his best to be with us tonight. So I think we have to recognize his love for the game and for the Montreal game. And most of the time for the channel, because he does this for many years now. And of course, I'm talking about Mr. Enortap is in the house tonight.
Good evening, Coach. Good evening, Hockey Nation. Always a pleasure to be with you, Coach.
Great
and
to
everybody
be with
else,
you
of
tonight.
course.
How's just by your voice, we know exactly what's going on. But what happening with you? We not see, I believe, Friday, Saturday. I believe I could be wrong here.
Yeah, sometimes I would drop in. It's just I was really zonked out in bed. The cold caught me really bad, so just trying to recuperate. So I apologize ahead for my coarse voice, and hopefully we can get through this all in one piece. But we'll try our best. The show must go on, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely about that. I agree with you for sure. Just be careful, and then one day at a time, and take care about your health. Like my knee is still. It's funny. This is a really, it's like an inflammation. It's the first time I got this. I never have this kind of injury, and it's freaking out. Like now it's day number 5, I believe it is. Now it's 5 days. I think it's 5 days now. And yesterday I have to go to the grocery store, everything like that. And my knee is big, like above the cap is like big, swollen. But I can walk. That's the stupid thing about that. I can walk. Of course, I cannot run, but I walk, like put my weight on it. Is I can do almost like 80% of what I'm supposed to do with my legs. A little bit difficult if I go step, right? We don't have no step here, right? Maybe 3 steps to go up. But otherwise, I am, I'm doing well about that. So they told me could take 2 weeks before the inflammation get out, because the fluid, they cannot go nowhere. At least you get out the fluid. But right now, it's like this.
Water buildup, Coach?
What?
Water buildup? Water buildup?
Yeah. It's honestly, inflammation could be that kind of situation. So it's like right now, like on the right side of my knee inside, on my knee, and all the way to the top is like, it's like big, like very big. Above, not above, but below, it's no problem. Left side, no outside, not a problem. It's just pushing, but I can go to bed tonight. Then tomorrow it could be another side. He go up and down. But last night I didn't sleep well. Last night I didn't sleep well, so my leg was not always up. But like I walk, I had no pain. Like I had nothing. Like I had no pain, not at all. So really strange situation, be honest with you, but no stop to me. Honestly, I be a bit more careful after the game. Usually after the show, I go to bed. I eat, and then I go to bed. I put my legs up. I bought the old medicine, like beans of the bag. I put in the freezer. Then I put this on my legs 3 times per day, and then it'll be fine. It's just the time to fix that part over there. And now I'll be here for the jungle for at least another month, so I don't go nowhere, and I'll be here with Brownie. And it'll be good. Good water and unique goes. Could be a water and unique. Yeah, it could be that one. PLW about that. That they said 3 weeks about this. Former Panthers, AGM look like as the Panthers to Florida Panthers. RJ Calabo, welcome back in the house. On this one, and then we have Roger Bouchard, hot honey and lemon drink. Okay, and our tap. Here we go. It's like the foolish stat of the bash is not good on the shot rest 3 or 4 times this season after only 1 or 2 days. He had 1 or 2 goals about that. That's another stat about that's what they bring on the table about that, about the bash, about this. Anyhow, we're going to talk about this. The first time we talk, of course, we do this every time. We do the headlines, and I have a very quick one. It's about the Montreal Canadiens. It's nothing big, and I think it's happening during the week, guys, for the Montreal Canadiens. And of course, the new voice, the new impact of Marco Marciano, the new head goalie coach for the Montreal Canadiens. Do have a big impact now because he's only been there for a couple of days. But sometimes like that, I think a goalie or the goaltenders or the goalies are more about mental, right? It's a mindset. It's more about mindset, how they figure out, how they set up, how they go, with the game, everything, preparation, everything. So they have their own routine and they think differently, everything like that. And maybe, I believe, I could be wrong here, but the relationship between Eric Raymond and Tobias was maybe not perfectly and honeymoon between. You can see during the week, maybe at the beginning of the week, a conversation from both of them, Tobias and Raymond and Eric Raymond, talking each other, and it could be a problem, or who knows. They talk about 15 minutes. Sorry about that. The dog is bringing some problem right here. Hold on.
Brownie in the house.
I'm sorry about that.
Brownie in the house.
Yeah, she's more active, and now she carrying a bottle of whoever she has right now. So she's sometimes she pick up everything. Anyhow, so that's maybe helping the Montreal Canadiens. Right now, Tobias is the only one been there. Tobias talk about already I think the relationship is better on the way because he's been with him for since he joined the Laval Rocket. And remember, like, everybody go to Laval Rocket, any goaltender. You talk about Tobias, Montembeault, Fowler, Kevin Poulin, Luke Jones, Hughes, the defendant goaltender, Koziak, something like that. Anyhow, all those goaltenders have been working with Marco, the goalie coach. They've been better at the end of the night. So that said, I think we have to give the benefit of the doubt for him. I think we have to wait a couple more weeks, but I think this is a good news for the Montreal Canadiens. And so far this week, you can see already the impact of him, Marco, and then we have to wait what would be the rest. But I think this for me is good news for the Montreal Canadiens. And That's happening. We don't want to, someone lose a job, everything like that. But sometimes that's what we need. Look, Columbus Blue Jacket, guys, big bonus right now, 8 and 9 for the team. Sometimes you need a chance like that to maybe shaking a little bit the team. And on this Montreal, I think they did the right things right now. It looked like they did the right thing for the goaltender.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I kind of saw this coming a while back, not because necessarily of his work with Montebo, but also the fact that there were consistencies in the deficiencies of both goalies. And when they're that similar, usually where there's smoke, there's fire, and then that's what it was in this case. And you can tell that Dobesh was. I mean, I think he was professional enough not to throw him under the bus in the press conference that they had, but he definitely was very complimentary towards Marciano, and sometimes that speaks volumes when you're overdo it with one person and don't talk too much about the other person. So that's all fine. It's at the end of the day, coach. It's a business, and you have to do what's best for the team. And if you detect that there's some kind of conflict or some kind of disruption that could go against the team chemistry, then it's incumbent upon you to do something like they did here. And it's not a big thing, but in the end, it could be a big thing.
Absolutely about that. PLW talk about the best, everything like that. So we have to wait a little bit to what happened about this. Randy Rockman back in the house. Welcome back, Randy. Talk about, hey guys, when does the Panarin get traded?
I thought it would get done
Yes, night.
before the weekend.
Yeah, me
I
too.
thought so. But I mean, lots of rumors are flying out there. Like I'm hearing, a couple teams out in West, like LA, as a possibility. I'm hearing possibly Carolina if they can make it work. I mean, even hearing Detroit, but I can't see how the money situation would work there. There's some teams that have the money, and I guess if the return is met, he's going to land there. But I think what everybody's trying to do, coach, is ensure that they don't have him just as a rental, but they can ensure an extension with Panarin for the future.
Well, we talked at some point. I talked yesterday, the Friday night possible Panarin with the Kraken versus Shane Wright. A lot of rumor around Shane Wright, and but it does not happen about this. 5-3 now, Boston again. The Tampa Bay 2-minute advantage right now for the Tampa Bay again. This is score a goal of power play with 20 seconds to go remaining. 4 minutes to go remaining second period. This could be a game tonight. Could be 6-7, 8-5. With that's going on right there, and we'll see if Tampa can take advantage of the power play right there and go from left and right. And we have another goal, Mr. Enortap, 5-4. And
well, this is going to be close.
2 goals.
Looked like it was going to be a blowout, eh?
It was 5-1.
Deficit.
And now it's 5-4 for Nicolas. So, yeah, sorry about that. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget, please, to click on the likes. If you don't mind, that'd be good. Tampa just scored 2 quick goals. GF, you're absolutely right. Let's go move on, Mr. Enortap. We'll talk about the next thing. I want to talk about the NHL news. We do this at the beginning of the show. We look about what's going on around the NHL. And let's see what we got for you tonight, if I can find it. Because this graphic move on very far. I don't know, man. Now, is this graphic NHL News? NHL News is right here. Here we go. We're ready for that one. First of all, I'm going to give you a little bit more information about what's going on. Thomas out for the Blues with minor injury, but he's going to be out until the Olympics. He will be returned maybe after the Olympics. Robert Thomas for the St. Louis Blues. Thomas Chabot get out last night of the game, like a little bit more for precaution, but they left the game. And then Calvin Pickard is on the waiver for Edmonton Oilers. This is a very interesting situation after he been the backup number 2 of Skinner. Now he's the number 3 behind Ingram and Jarry. So it's going to be interesting if he's going to be picked up or not, left and right. Maybe return with the Lassen Kings. Who knows what's happening. Injuries, guys, yesterday. It's only weekend. Jack Hughes get hurt. He's a day-to-days. Chris Letang will be out minimum couple of weeks with a broken foot. Then Barclay Catton is going to be out until the Olympics. Connor McMichael will be the weeks 2 weeks now for him for the Washington.
Yeah.
Finally, Logan Thompson. This is a very important news. He has been exit the game. He is day to day. Hopefully, it's not be a problem for his Olympic. Honestly, Brett Marchand exit also the game yesterday. Another player is going to be at the Olympic. Both of them be Team Canada, so it'll be interesting to follow what happening for them. That said, I want to share with you about this. And I want to give you a little bit more information about the biggest disappointment this year. And I would like to have other other people in the chat to let me know what you think about this. Maybe have other team you think your expectation for that team would be better at the beginning of the season, and now they are not there, and you're really disappointed. So I give you a couple of teams there: Los Angeles Kings, the Washington Capitals, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe you can tell me Ottawa if you're thinking, but I would like to hear, Mr. Enortap, what you think about those selections. Maybe you have other team that you want to talk about the disappointment in NHL this season.
Yeah, Coach. I think with LA, I mean they've tried to maintain. They're suffering from what they've always suffered, and that's a lack of scoring. It's as simple as that. Over the summer, they picked up some elderly players around the league, and it's not that they haven't worked out well, but they're not goal scorers, right? They're role players, and I think that they haven't addressed that, and that's why we're hearing a name like Panarin swirling around LA. So I don't consider that a big disappointment. With Washington, I expected some bit of a drop in the standings for them. I thought that they had absolutely fantastic year last year, and President's Choice winner, and just an amazing team last year. This year, they're starting to see that the depth isn't quite there. So I can see maybe a move there. And that's another possible destination for Panarin, which would give him that added scoring punch. And there's, some history there with Washington and Russian players. So I wouldn't be surprised. For me, I think it's a toss up between Toronto and Winnipeg. Again, with Winnipeg, you expected some recession, but you're starting to see that some of the off season acquisitions that they made are not panning out, and that's what we're really seeing. Then you throw in there a couple of key injuries that they've had along the way. Perfetti hasn't played to what the expectations were, and Winnipeg looks like they might be a team that's going to miss the playoffs. But Toronto, for me, like yeah, they have their problems, but you would expect for them to be at the very least a wild card team, and they're just not playing to their potential. So you talk about that window opening and closing; they're at the tail end of that. So they're going to have to really reboot along the way here, because it's more than just the product on the ice. Excuse me. It's
Good.
more than just the product on the ice. It's also the fact that there's there's a lack of team cohesion there and unity. And when players start to do sort of things that Nylander did, and some of the comments that Matthews made when they played against Vegas, and Marner, it could have been handled in a more professional manner, of course, and they opted not to do it that way. And when that starts to happen, you start seeing dissension on the team. So if I had to pick one, I would probably say Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, some people I'm reading at the same time, but Jeff talk about Toronto. Ron expect Ellen King to where they are. Some other people talk about the Kings, about the Winnipeg Jets. Um, about then we have other people talking about other team and New York Rangers. That's another one from Ron. Look, if I look about that list, to be honest with you, the King where they are, see what my expectation was. The Washington Capitals, that's okay for me. That's what they are. The Toronto, honestly, I'm surprised about that. And the Winnipeg Jet. I thought the Winnipeg Jet, Mr. Enortap, they have a very good season last year, right?
Yeah,
It wasn't
the
the top.
best. Yeah,
It wasn't the top, right? So my expectation was
yeah,
lower, but not where they have been. I know they came back a couple of games. but this is worse than what I thought it was, the Winnipeg Jets. So for me, both of them, Toronto and Winnipeg Jets, are honestly, um around my disappointment for but that team this year and NHL. And of course, the season is not over yet, but I think this is where I believe it is. Rather, Toronto is on desperate need to making more handful of move. I'm not surprised about Toronto. They lost their best player and their real leader. Yeah, I'm not sure if I understand PLW, but I never thought it going to be like that way. Um that's maybe pro something, sometimes maybe Stolars last year have a play over his head. That's maybe the one reason there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think so. They correct their problem. I think we know. I think for me the biggest problem was the defenseman, in my opinion.
Defense. Yeah.
Uh, and the game now we can see with Montreal Canadiens, and this the reason maybe they got Dobson and other players, but they now, and I think Buffalo is one of them now. It's all about the rush back, right? The rush, the transition, the game, the four defensemen join the rush all the time, like constantly. Yes. Dallin, Power, Samuelson. They constantly follow. If you look about Montreal, Coley, Hudson, Dobson, Madison, uh, does the same thing with the Montreal Canadiens. I can go all the way other team, and I think the Toronto does not have anybody like they don't have that kind of player like they have at Toronto Buffalo right now, and that's maybe one area I think they will have to looking for on that, in my opinion, to change the situation. And of course, they missing like Montreal, maybe a top six, a minimum top six, and you lose a guy like Marner with nothing in return, and you took like a guy like thinking Domi or Match City or uh, you know Carwin or what they will take that spot top six. I don't think he was there. I think they missed the boat on that one.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's hard to replace a 100-point player for sure. Didn't help that they also had Tanev out for most of the year. That was probably one of their better penalty killers and defensemen that blocked shots and covered the best opposition players. That hurts. But you're right. The defense was always the biggest problem. It'll be interesting now because I think if they can sort of get Stollart's a little bit up to speed, he might be a trading piece for Toronto because I think they'll stick with Wall and they'll probably stick with Hillebrand as or Hillaby as well. So they have that's their only real area of strength. Now, do I expect that they'll clear house? I doubt it because, excuse me, there's the pressure that they have to produce, and they're not doing it. And in Toronto, that's a big thing because it doesn't take long for them to start turning on the team, the fans, and I think that they have to do something.
Definitely about that. This is a team right now. They completely missed their target for sure about that. Marco Larbi is in the house. Welcome back, Marco. Thanks so much. Other people join
Hey,
us, guys.
Marco.
We welcome all of you. Don't forget, please, to click on likes. Marco, I have a question for all of us, and maybe the people in the chat can maybe answer too with Marco. It's fun to have sharing her opinion. Curious what panel thinks about AB trading for Robert Thomas. I think Rob. Peter August, I think it's Peter August, talk about the trade for Robert Thomas. He was really high considered that situation. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm not far behind that. I mean, it definitely he's the type of player that can put up anywhere between I'd say 70 to 80 points in a year easily. That would be a perfect fit for 2C for Montreal. I think that he makes players around him better, and I think if Demidov and Slavkovsky have somebody like that on that line, I mean, it can only be that much more potent, and it takes a lot of pressure off of the first line to have to continually be the only point producers. Um, Age-wise, he fits into the formula for Montreal. I think his contract is very manageable. I think it's at either 7 or 8 million right now, if I'm not mistaken, and he's still under contract for 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So all of that fits together. The big question mark, coach, is what is what is the return for him, right? And that's what will
The cost
decide
of that
if
part,
you,
right? That's what you talk
yeah,
about the
yeah,
cost. I think PLW talk about this, the overpay for Thomas. There will be a lot of demand about that. But the good thing about this PLW and you, Mr. On top, then you can add what you talk about the cost is Montreal have asset to make a trade. That said, uh, other team, they may be like, I don't know, I'll just give you an example. Like, I know Minnesota, Carolina, Montreal, come in my mind right away there. Yeah, maybe other team
LA,
where they're missing a
LA.
second center, right? They're really missing or they're looking for a second center. But what Carolina can give to them, I'm not sure. What they can give to Montreal, and then what the other team can give. I think Montreal could do something else. The way they are, do we need to keep the first round pick this season? That's the first thing. If you trade for Thomas, I think Kapanen have to go, in my opinion. And then after that, the third players, this is where it's become my not my problem, but where I'm not sure about that. I would like to hear from everybody what you will do if you all can use. This is a good conversation I like to do.
Yeah, it's for sure they're going to look at it first, without a doubt. Which I don't have too much difficulty, given that it's probably going to be anywhere around 25th, 26th overall. So that's not a horrible loss, right? You might have to throw in another pick there as well. You're definitely looking at somebody on defense. I think that the St. Louis would want a left-handed defenseman, and that's an area of strength for Montreal. Question is who? Are they looking at somebody like a Gooley? Are they looking at somebody? I don't think that they would be looking at Matheson particularly. So I think that would be the target. I mean, I'd like to say Struble instead, but I don't think St. Louis goes for that. Possibly they could be looking at Reinbacher as well. And that's a tough decision, primarily because he's a right-handed defenseman, right? And that's not necessarily one of our areas of strength right now. So it'll be tough. I agree, either one of Kapanen or um possibly. Uh, I mean, if you can make it work and get Doc in there, maybe that could be a something that fits St. Louis, because I think that they're a big team that likes to play a certain style, and Doc could fit into that mold. But it's going to cost you more than that. I think that's the problem, right?
Marco, go with Michael Edge plus the first plus Strawball.
I I would not give up on Hage, right? That's the problem. The first, I have no issue. Um, like Doc, yes. First, yes. You want to throw Struble in? I mean, I would probably do Reinbacher in there as well, but I wouldn't do Hage.
I would also do Cooley, Caden Cooley, and Beck.
Beck could be expendable. Yes, I would agree with that.
But if you
Gouli
flip the
I'm just
equation,
curious. I'm
if you flip the
if
equation,
you
Mr. Tap,
see,
if you're the Blues, I apologize, I cut you, but
yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
um, honestly, if you trade Thomas, you have to, okay, I need a player play in NHL right now. And then I
yep,
need prospect and maybe a draft pick. That said, Rob, Edge, Zareski, and Fowler are pretty much saved, I would say. If not, then you can trade Michael Edge. You have to give to get. So if you want to give to get, like Marco said, it's a good conversation. Like you said, you put some name. It's funny, and nobody talk about, and I think for me, he's right now the top 5 with the Montreal Canadiens, but he's not with Montreal Canadiens, is Adam Ekstrom.
yeah. I mean, that's a possibility as well.
So for me, I will go
It
with
it all
Adam
depends.
Ekstrom. I
Yeah,
don't want to lose him because I think he's better to Jacka, Trouble, and Carrier, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah.
Right away, like right now, for me. That said, that will cover the left side, like you just said. If they want a top, I would put on the table, and let's say I trade both Kirby Doc, Oliver Kapanen.
Yeah.
Right? I would tell
Yeah.
them, like, look what you have right there. And then I will give them a first round pick. All right. And then I will go to give them a plug with Laval. So Laval, I will put this on the table. Sean Farrell, I know it's not big right now. It's not expect like I'm going to give them, but David Rebecca, I'm going to give offer on the table. Owen Beck, Sean Farrell, Joshua Roy, Philippe Mazar, those B level, right? It's not the A player. I would not put Florent Jacquet there. I would keep my big body right there. Can I put Tyler Thorpe right there? Maybe. But this is going to be, yes, a coach. Come on, you're not going. But my point, the guys, is Adam Ekstrom, is Kirby Dak, or Adam Kapanen. I think Kapanen will be the best for the St. Louis Blues. You give them a first round pick and you add something in the back behind that. That would be my looking about that.
Yeah, for sure. It's, I mean, you got to deal from strength, number one. Number two, Montreal's in a position now that in order to fill in some of the key gaps that exist, they're gonna probably even lose out on the trade. But you can't think of it as assets in and out. You got to think of where are your gaps. It's about the construction of the team, right? Where are your gaps on the team? And you're dealing from a position of strength. So if you're giving away, let's say, a left-handed defenseman that's a good prospect, or an Engstrom like that, or a Reinbacher, yeah, it hurts, but you're filling in a key component for your team. And I think Robert Thomas, like I said, by all other measures, fits into the Montreal model.
So here's I think now I open up more conversation in the chat right there. I think I'm going to give you. You're always looking for other team, right? What the impact of Robert Thomas? The impact of Robert Thomas, I believe, he pushed the rebuild quicker or faster and stronger, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So I can understand Marco and other people said, you know what? You have to put Michael Edge on the package deal. And I think that could be a good way about that. So if I put Michael Edge, I cannot put Adam Ekstrom right there.
Right.
Because he's my first there. So I could them Michael Edge. I'm going to give them Jared Strobel because I have no choice. Can I put them a first round pick or a player already involved with Kirby Dak on that one? About that. So honestly, Strobel, Michael Edge, and Kirby Dak. That will be my proposition about that. You're going to tell me, yeah. But I cannot give Kapanen and Michael Edge. Or I cannot give Michael Edge, Adam Ekstrom with the first round pick. So you have to give them something. But for them, now they get a long project with Michael Edge. And that push Montreal Canadiens right now for next season to be at the top 10 in NHL. This is a kind of the transaction could changing the direction or the route of the team right there. So
yeah, and I think Gary brings up an excellent point. Like, all we do is hear about rumors, and that's fine, but sometimes they're just propagated out there without rationale. Like, why would St. Louis trade Thomas? I mean, you got a young player. How old is he? I think 24, 25 at the most. And, he's a reasonable contract. He's still under contract, like I said, for 3 years. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You're ripping out one of your key centers in the top 6, unless you're getting a centerman of that type back in return. I don't see why they do it.
What a first place at 2 points Suzuki and Thomas would be about that. Thomas is 26 years old right now, so I thought he was the same age like Suzuki. And the good thing about this guy, his contract is $8.1 million. So this is another good news for the Montreal Canadiens. He's also the same longer like Cole Caufield. He finished on 31. Suzuki is at 30. So
okay. So it's longer than 3 years, even better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right now 1, 2, 3, 4 after the season.
Right. Perfect. Yeah.
So I think this is a good thing about that. That's the only thing. It's just to make the deal. If Tobes continues to improve and play the way he has been lately, and the Habs are already a top 5 in the league, team is imagine actually Asia and more about that. The problem, Rob, is Michael Edge is not going to be ready next year. Zarovsky is not going to be ready in 3 years. Or we can wait. That's no problem with that part. But if Montreal want to go on the curve to go higher and higher every year, I think for me, they are now the open door. It said now we need to looking for a top 6 players. We talked tonight about Robert Thomas. Tomorrow we can talk about other players. But this is a good way to thinking about this one over there. On this side. Elliot Freeman for Marco said he's on the market right now. Boudram William is the biggest disappointment is because Eller left. And then we have also about Vive le Libre et de retour avec nous. And Gary said Thomas for Matthews. Gary remarked Thomas for Matthews about that. But I didn't hear that, but it would be interesting to say that. I have the surprise return that, but I want to move on. PLAYBOOK is out most of the year. Chris Henson talk about the Winnipeg Jet, about that. Mr. Anton, we're going to be back. You have something you want to add before we move on?
No, I was just going to say Hellebuck came back, but it's difficult there. When they lost Ellers, yes, they lost the secondary scoring on that second line, and I mean that first line has been dynamite for Winnipeg. It's just that everybody behind them has just underperformed, and it's a team now that struggles to get goals, and you can't expect Hellebuck to bail you out on a nightly basis. It's just not going to happen.
Hubert, welcome in the house, said, we don't want Robert Thomas for that price. But what it would take Robert or Hubert or everybody in the chat, what missing Montreal to go to next level? What do you think Montreal does not have to go to the next level? And I'm talking about next level is not only this year, but next year and the following year. Because right now, inside what they have, there are nobody, guys, in Laval. I apologize to tell you the truth. If you have one, it's the bottom 6. That's it. That's all. So if you want to go the next level, but it's not New Hook, it's not Kubidak, it's not Veleno, Blair, Callaghan, Anderson, Evans, and Dano will pushing the Montreal to go the next level next season. So how they can go for the next season to go to the next level again for 3 times I said level, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So that's, I think this is a good subject. I think Marco, you nailed it on that one. But what do you think Montreal have to be? It's funny because I have a subject letter said that Montreal was going to do at the trade deadline, but we can talk about this before we talk about the game last night. What Montreal guys need to do to go to the next level? I think Hubert says too much for Thomas. You're not a bad idea. About that. So, Enortap, any response about that?
Well, I think the fact that I think Hubert mentioned there, Periaco, that would be, to me, that would be something that would be nice. If you're going to overpay, then you might be getting somebody like Periaco on the defense as well. Because if there's one area I think Montreal really needs to do and improve on is also on defense. They need a heavy defenseman that will play mostly defensively, clear pucks in front of the net, clear players in front of the net, and he fits the bill perfectly. He blocks shots. He's very reliable. He's been on 4 nations. He's won cup. It's a perfect fit. Even though he is an older player, and he comes with a risk, a certain type of risk moving forward.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Some people talk about to get Berenko.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about. Yeah, Perico.
But I would get Murphy and Teravainen and Chicago PLW.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I disagree with you guys about both of them. I follow Chicago guys like no one here, and I've said I'm better. I just said I follow them. I will tell you why. Murphy guy is not better at Alex Carrier.
he's a little bit more truculent. Like
He's 34
got a
years
block
old,
shot.
33 years old, 34 years old. You're not getting
Yeah,
nothing from him. Terravene guy, we get another winger. Yes, good. But you get another 5'10".
yeah.
So
He's
for
more of
me,
a specialty.
it's just what you try to do right now with them, with Murphy Terravene, is just patch up. We don't need to patch up anything about that one over there. In my opinion, on this one, try to answer to Randy at the same time. I'm talking to you. Cole, is Thomas and Schneider are both available and you have to pick one? Who do you go for? If you have Robert Thomas and Brennan Schneider of the New York Rangers, who do you take first?
I would take Thomas personally because I think right now that's the bigger gaping hole is the 2C position. I know we can say that, hey, let's get a big truculent winger before anything else, but I'm telling you, especially in the playoffs, if you have could you imagine you have Suzuki, you have Thomas, followed by Dano and Evans? I mean, you are strong down the middle. And that's going to mean the world to the team because you can roll four lines comfortably all the time. And the first two lines for sure are scoring threats, can play defensively as well, and blanket the opposition like no other. So for me, it would be him. I know, Coach, you're going to probably go with Schneider because I heard you the other night. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, honestly, I love Schneider. Me, I'm born with Schneider. I would take the Schneider right away, of course. But you have to look about what Montreal need. And Montreal need more a center like Thomas versus what Schneider bring.
Yeah,
Does it make sense? Like,
yeah,
I
totally.
know what Schneider would bring to Montreal Canadiens, right? But because Thomas is so what Montreal need more, I'm talking about the next 3, 4, 5 years. I have to be the common sense. My common sense we said I would take Thomas before Schneider. I have a choice between both of them. In my opinion, Thomas is a better contribution at Schneider. But if you want to add a defenseman, because people talk about Murphy, Parenko, everybody, I'll be Schneider tomorrow morning, guys, all the way. And I will trade Rebacker for Schneider, like 1-to-1, 1-on-1, like. And it's been always been a very, me, in my opinion, always been defend Rebacker all the time here. Has been wait. But right now, I would say if I have a choice, I would trade right now Schneider for Rebacker. No doubt there. What about Eric Gabrielson? The problem with Gabrielson, I don't think it will cost much. The problem, Gary, is carrying a $4 million Gabrielson, one of the worst contract in NHL. Over
Yeah.
33, 34 years old. P.S. Kokanemi for the 4 line, guys. If you watch Kokanemi today again, this is maybe 7, 8 game I watched Kokanemi, guys. Jake Evans is better to Kokanemi. I'm sorry to tell you that, but Jake Evans is better to Kokanemi. He bring more at the team at Kokanemi. Kokanemi, guys, is lost. Like, I watched again today. Poor guy, but there's a reality behind that. Let's get OV and try him out in the net. Thomas is the most attractive player on the market. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We need a big boy. What are you gave for Thomas? Salut, Ron. Rebecca is 3 years behind. I like Kako. It would be a great fit with Suzuki and Caufield. Don't think Kraken will trade him. Too many injuries, PS. I think Kraken will keep him for sure. The story of Kako, me, it always remind me, and I'll be wrong because you never know what could happen, but it reminds me Valery Nikushkin. That's how I see
Yeah.
Kako. Like, never been Nikushkin. He have to go to Minnesota, I believe, to Dallas. He have 0 goal, and then he goes to Colorado. He find McKinnon or the second line, and then he explode. Kako, for me, this is a type of player I believe he could become an NHL. But again, I could be wrong about this. Has never progressed, KK. That's a good point about that, Boomran. Thanks again for everybody to click on the likes. Don't forget. I want to go with Montreal Canadiens, guys. I'm going to pick it up your question at the same time. You have a practice today. Montreal stayed in Buffalo last night. They stay in the freezer, and they practiced last night and this morning. And Alex Ceci was out of the practice, did not practice. don't be surprised to see will return only after the Olympics. The bad news for him or the sad news, he's going to play for the France at the Olympic. We'll see if he can participate of that. That's maybe the reason he's not going to play with Montreal. So today could be that was on the first line, and they alternate Sammy Blais with Josh Anderson on the four line.
Anderson, yeah.
So it'll be interesting what happening there. For that, Strouble was the extra defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens, and we'll see. I think with 3 games they did this week, and they're not going to change the lineup, in my opinion. And I wish I could have. I think I would like to have Samuel Blais over Joe Villano tomorrow again, the Minnesota Wild, in my opinion. But we have to wait. What be the?
Yeah, he didn't play a good game
On that one. Hopefully, Rebecca can develop Google. Yes, we're all there. I think we want this. I think he's just behind the development because he missed so many games. So we have to wait what it would be the next 2 years. If we trade a 6 month for Kokanemi and use him as the 13th for that in the playoff, why not? But it costs you $4.8 million. And then after that, PS, you're going to get him for the next 5 years at $4.8 million. So that's really expensive for the 13 forward, one that most of the league players at the 13 are maybe carrying a $1 million PS. That's the reason about that. Kako never giving a chance to succeed in New York. He played AV, a great 5-on-5.
He does all of that. That's true. I don't know. It's the injury aspect that I'm worried about with Kako.
Me too. I don't think so. I don't see him like they do, PLW and PS. That's okay. I think he got chance in New York. I think he's been the first line, second line, like Lafreniere is right now. I think for me, the New York organization, the New York Rangers guys, I could be wrong here. And many organizations, we can go there. It's about development. It's about who developed those players. And if you look about the New York Rangers, look what happening with Kako. Look what happening with Lafreniere. You can see many player guys, they's not developed very well in New York. So you can tell me, oh, but Schneider, yes, but this is not the same. I'm talking about their pick, their first 7 pick. Look, Elias Anderson, 7-year-old pick, played with Laval last year or 2 years ago. Another first-round pick by Jeff Gordon, everything. So, again, we have to wait. We'll see about that, what happened. Coach, Vincent Trocheck, work.
Who does he replace? He's a centerman, right? Who does he take out of the lineup if he came? It's not.
Yeah.
He's a solid player. I like him a lot. He's a centerman. He wins faceoffs. He's even more valuable in the playoffs. But who does he replace?
No, the point with Trocheck is another right winger. He's a right shooter.
It's a right shooter as well, yes.
That's something I would be careful about that for him. He's, 32, 33 years old, I believe he is.
At least.
For the Trocheck. Like a bargain, like only 1 year, but I say you have, I think, 3 more years to go. 3 more years, guy, at 5.6. He's 32 years old. So we're going to get him at 33, 34, 35, 36, 5.6. I would say no. At that level, I would take Kadri before Trocheck.
Yeah, absolutely. He fits the bill of a 2C better.
The problem, Pete Martin, welcome in the house. The problem, the Center Blue would like to get a player more bigger at that for a long time, Pete. Angstrom is a good one about that. But they would prefer to get a Michael Edge. I think Michael Edge will be the solution for that trade for Thomas. They did not play Lafreniere or Kako on power play for a long time. They were expecting him to put number. It's just mathematics. Don't play on the power play. You won't put great number. I think it was on the second unit, I believe, PLW. Would St. Louis accept PS? I don't know which one you talk about.
He's talking about Doc and a first in 2027 and a second in 2027 for Thomas. Would they accept?
I don't think so. I think if you try a player like Thomas, You have to think about long term. And long term, you look about Montreal, is Zaroski, Michael Edge.
That's it. That's the only two. I
That's
think the
what
conversation
they get out
begins
they
there.
get out of there. Now,
Yeah.
if they want to do that, uh, they can do that way. Michael Edge, uh, with a first round pick, and they will send us Jaden Strobel, and we may be looking for a pick third.
I don't know.
So, a long term. So, we'll be interested what they're going to get there for that, guys. Let's see. Bon, we talk about the practice, guys. It's time to get a recap of the game between the Montreal Canadiens and that last night. Maybe the biggest game of Montreal, in my opinion, for many years, in my opinion. So, we're going to see that. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with the Montreal Canadiens news. Don't forget, everybody, to click on the like. We appreciate all of you to be with the Hockey Nation Live show tonight on the great first day of February in 2026. It's cold and Florida. That I was watching the game. I was distracted about the game. It's not that. I'm going to go through two things here, guys, on this subject: a recap of the game, and then I'm going to do a throughout everything. And then after that, I'm going to talk about the month of January for the Montreal Canadiens. So I think we're going to do this back to back. I think it will be good for the Montreal Canadiens. On this one, first of all, Montreal Canadiens surprised the Buffalo Sabres with a big W of 4-2 last night. 3 goals on a rally at the third period. Okay, the Montreal Canadiens must win, and a big win again, the Buffalo Sabres. First of all, Caufield scored 2 goals, 32nd of the season, with a game of 3 points. Zuski had 2 more points on his record with a +3 for Zuski. Sakoski had his 10th goal of the power play of the year and reached a total of 20, his highest number he did in NHL so far. Kapanen, 1 goal, 17 of the year for Kapanen last night. Tobej with this W last night at 801 and since December 14, and he also a save percentage last night at .947. Thompson, 2 points last night, +3 for Noah Thompson. And then the special team for Montreal Canadiens, 1-3 and 1-4 on the PK. The comeback again, Montreal Canadiens again and again come back to game to get the win last night. They protect the lead. This is a talk about the maturity of the team, and that's what something we have to look about that. And bad news for the Team Canada, guys. Anthony Cirelli left the game, will not return tonight. We play only 6 minutes tonight for the Tampa Bay. So you have a couple of players, guys, before they go to the Olympic. They are shaky right there about that
Opens
one.
the door.
Yep. So this is what got a little bit the resume of the game last night. And Mr. Tap, you're going to give us a bit more for what you think overall of this game.
Well, it was a great game. I think it was a statement game for Montreal. They had lost to them already twice recently, and allowed them to sort of climb ahead of them in the standings. I think for Montreal and even just their psyche, it was important that they not only played well against Buffalo, that they won, and they won in regular time as well, which they did, and ensured that the 2 full points, which turns out to be a 4-point evening when you consider that they're also in the Atlantic Division. I would also add their coach with the comeback. I mean, this is the first time this year that Buffalo allowed a team to come back in the third period. So that's a streak that ended for Buffalo as well. It's interesting that the 3 teams that are battling right now, Montreal, Detroit, and Buffalo, they happen to be the 3 youngest teams in the NHL. So it just gives you a sort of an insight into the kind of development of talent that there is out there, and the importance of keeping your players and developing them properly. Uh, what can you say about Caufield? Every single night, he's just been on a tear. Like it seems like every time he scores, he's setting some kind of record or coming close to it. He's Mr. Clutch for Montreal, and those kind of players are hard to come by. Suzuki, if he hasn't proven to everybody, not only that he is a number one seed, but I would say he's at the very least the top 10 in the entire league, then we're sleeping on that fact. Slafkovsky continues to make great advancements. I think that being on that second line and him driving it for the most part has really given him an added responsibility, and he's played fantastically. Kapanen, I mean, he scored. It was the empty net goal, of course, but sometimes that's all you need to get you going again. But it had been a while since he had scored. You could sort of see the fatigue setting in with him. So that's something that you have to keep in mind as you move forward. For me, Dobesh was, just lights out. I thought that, especially in that second period, when Buffalo really made a push and scored 2 goals to take the lead, and into the third, where I think altogether they had somewhere in the neighborhood of about 25 shots in those 2 periods. Buffalo did, and Dobesh just made some key saves that allowed Montreal to stick around, and then we saw at the beginning of the third period with a couple of quick goals, and it was Montreal that hung on and then scored into the empty net. So we're starting to see a team that's learning how to play with a lead, learning to be a little bit more mature. They still do take some bad penalties at bad times, but I think that comes with discipline and with experience and with the right combination on the ice at key times. For me, one thing that's not on here, and I keep harping on this every single time that we're together, Coach. If you look at the face-off yesterday, it was, I think, 70-30 in favor of Montreal. The face-off wins, and you know you got the puck, you got possession, and you drive the play. And I was kind of worried about this game because traditionally, especially this year, Montreal does not fare well against big, strong teams. And in those 2 games that we lost to Buffalo, Coach, Buffalo sort of dictated the play. They skated up the middle. They skated around their defenders. And in this game, I didn't see that as much. I thought especially the first line, they did a fantastic job shutting down the first line of Buffalo, and that to me was the difference at the end of the night.
Welcome back, Luciano. We have Mr. Billy is in the house, and we have also someone else talking about Glaf. Justin Laframboise is in the house. Justin talk about the fact like Montreal is 2-3 club closer to the Stanley Cup champions, so I would not trade right away the future. You have other people. Gary doesn't want to trade my college. Everything on that on this one. The season of the Belge has been sequence of 6-1-2 and 6-1, but was crucified for a short slum for that one. We have to remember, guys, one more thing about last night. The number we win last night, but if you look about the analytic number, the high danger chance Buffalo lead, opportunity, puck position Buffalo lead. Buffalo ate the post twice yesterday, and sometimes we said we deserve to win, but we lose. Last night, being honest with you, Buffalo deserve to win, but they lose last night, and that's happening again. Then
I don't know, Coach. I think you're right about the second period, and that's always been our biggest problem, that second period. But I thought Montreal really, I thought that they took good control of the game in the third, and in the first period they were right there with
the
them.
shot of 15-14, Mr. Enortap, the third period.
Yeah, 15.
Buffalo shoot 14-15 about that. They have 2 power play. I think they have 3 power play at the beginning of the end of the second period, the third period. This is going to be one thing for me last night. It was a special thing. Montreal scored 1 and 3, and Buffalo did not take advantage of the 4. They only 1 goal yesterday, but the 2 posts make a huge impact on that one. But this is a 2 team are really similar to play each other. And this is good for hockey, by the way. on that one. I discovered the Buffalo defenseman Simonson is very good, Boomerang. This Michael Simonson got a new deal last season, not this summer, not this last summer, but the year before that. A 4-year deal, I believe, at $4
Yeah.
million. They did at 23 years old. A bit was concern for everybody. Didn't have a great year last season, but this year is really one of the reasons why Buffalo looking good on the top 4 defensemen, because he's really playing as a game. For me, last night he was the best player with Dallin on the point. I know Power scored a goal, but Simonson was really good on the both side of the game. In my opinion, I really like that kid last night. Ab got dominate. PWC got dominate for most of the night. That's what the analytic number said when you look about the high tension scoring chance, the course C, and everything like that. In my opinion, so also everyone is looking for a cheap available players, which means the price is on the chart. Glaf, Justin Fraboise on that one. So this is happening there, Mr. Enortap, on this game between Montreal Canadiens and everything like that. If I have to ask you about your stood out players, you obscure and you at the office, what you looking for?
Okay, to stood out, I'm going to go with Cole Caufield. I thought that yet again yesterday, you know, he just took over the game, and great plays from his teammates as well, obviously to get the puck. But he's a definite game breaker, and I thought that yesterday was to me that was the difference. His 2 goals were just uh, something that really enhances what the team needs, and it's one of those things that's required when you're trying to build a Stanley Cup champion. In terms of
Mr.
obscure, I would
Clutch?
go with Kirby Doc, Mr. Clutch, Mr. Saturday Night, right?
Yeah,
If you
he
look
has
at it,
how many goals he has in Sunday night, Mr. Enortap, on the 32 goal this year?
I think 20,
26.
26, yeah, yeah, and his
26
his
goal,
whole
guys, Sunday
career,
night. You have 21 before Ottawa. And then
yeah,
3 weeks ago, again, Ottawa, guys, game winning goal, the slap shot, 6-5 on that one. Last Saturday, 3 goal again, the Boston Bruins. Last night, 2 goal again, the Buffalo Sabres, a game winning goal. So, Cole Caufield, guy, I'm going to go by number, the next subject, and you're going to realize that Cole
and
Caufield, guy, is hot. 13 goal during the month of January for Mr. Kobe.
and and when you look at his career goals, 36% have come on a Saturday. So that's if that's not prime time, I don't know what it is. Like he also leads the team in game winners, overtime goals. I mean, that is clutch, Mister Clutch.
Yep.
Obscure. I'm gonna go back to I think Kirby Doc. I
Okay.
think Doc played a good game in the role that was afforded him on that first line, and that's really what that line needs. It's someone that could, you know, give. He doesn't necessarily have to pick up points. If he does, that's a bonus. But he's the kind of guy that I think needs to be physical. He needs to get into the boards. He needs to work hard on his forecheck, which he did yesterday. Finish body checks. Take the puck away, which he did on that Caulfield goal, and he dropped it off to Suzuki, who set him up nicely. And if he can do that on a nightly basis, I don't care if he scores just 50 points in a year. He makes that line better. But they need that physical presence on there, and if he can embrace that role, I think he might be here for a little bit longer than we anticipate. But if he doesn't, he'll probably be gone. In terms of the office, I'm going to send Jake Evans. I thought that he was a -1 on the night. I thought he had I think 2 or 3 turnovers, if I recall correctly. Even on the penalty kill, like he was always backing up on the puck carrier rather than trying to be a little bit more aggressive up top. Um, and you do that kind of stuff to a team that has a power play like Buffalo, you're going to pay the price, and that's usually the case. I think he just needs a reminder in terms of taking his role and just performing that role to the best of his ability. He doesn't have to do much more than that, but just do your penalty kill, win your faceoffs, be a good supplement for your teammates. And the turning point for me, again, I mentioned that earlier, but I think it was especially in the second period and third period was Dobesh. I thought that if he doesn't make two or three of the key saves, I know a couple of them were goal posts as well, but as they say, the goal post is a goalie's best friend. I thought he stood up to all the shots. He was focused. He challenged the shooters when he had to. He got up quickly. He didn't stay on his knees a lot. And there weren't a lot of rebounds that he gave up. So I think that he gave them that opportunity. And when you look at the fact that over the course of the year, he's now at what, 18, 5-3, and he's got a 292 or 293 goals against average, 894 save percentage, and he's got a new goalie coach. I think that if you're Marty St. Louis, you got to ride this guy as much as you can.
Tampa Bay Lightning tied the game, 5-5.
Wow, unbelievable.
Kucherov did it again. Good point. A lot of comments on the people. I read everybody, guys, on the chat about or stood out. I go with stood out for me, Tobesh. The people said you don't like Tobesh. No, I go with the facts. And last night, without Tobesh, we don't win the game. He make the big save at the right time, keep the team in the game, and he make the team where the reason we win the game last night, in my opinion. That stood out. I go with me, guys, with Philippe Danault. Danault have another good game. 73% percentage face-off last night, +1 or +2. PK won a big face-off. This is one looking for the obscure players, in my opinion. At the office, guys, I don't put anybody. I don't know. I don't bring. I think this is for me, guys. One of the best game Montreal Canadiens to come back, but score 3 goals, and one you need to win. So the urgency to win this game, a must win, was there. The pressure to losing 2-1, they was there. I see maturity last night. I see a team want to win, and the desire, the urgency, and the way they play, all of them. I think that's the reason I don't put anybody at the office at the end. The turning point, guys, is the 3-time power play from the Buffalo Sabres. I think that's changed everything, in my opinion. At the end of the second period, at the beginning of the third period, we have Hudson, Thompson, and Hudson, I believe. They had 3 penalties from the defensemen, and they stopped all of them. I know they scored the first time, the second time, whatever it is. But I think this is the reason, I believe, that was the turning point. You can get other turning point, I understand that. But I think this is the reason for the Montreal Canadiens. What your division at the office, someone who do the job where he's paid for? No, Ghislain, the other office is someone does not have a good game. He's a bad game. So you bring him at the office, you talk to him, and you put him at the corner and to tell him, listen, buddy. And that's the reason behind that, Ghislain. So you compare when you put his ski, that's the reason that people was a little bit not upset. It was a little bit so why him about that one on that one. So Zebra at the office, coach audio about the referee. Yeah, I can understand point of view about this with you, the Zebra. About that, we want to move on, guys. I want to talk about is complete that game, the month of the journey from Montreal Canadiens. They played 16 games, guys. It was an easy season, easy schedule, guys. We saw Colorado, we saw Buffalo 3 times, we saw Vegas, we got Florida, we have Washington, I believe, and it was not easy schedule overall for Montreal Canadiens, and they get out with a 10-5-1, 0.656% winning percentage. That's pretty good. I'm going to give you a little bit more information on what's happening for the Montreal Canadiens, guys. The stat, 21.6 in the NHL this month. Goal 4. We are number 1. And I want to be sure you understand that. First of all, don't forget to click on the likes. And sometimes, I maybe I would said Mr. Tap, Jekai, and then I would said Tobesh this week, and then I would said Dobson last week, everything like that, because I go with facts. I don't criticize someone, me, just because I don't like the players. I go with facts. The facts are the reason why I make my comments about that. By the way, Mr. Tap, we have a matchup this weekend. It's happened Friday night, Mr. Tap. You was sick, but we find a way to do that, Mr. Tap. I was really excited about this. He accepted to do it for me, and he accepted my invitation, Mr. Tap. And I said, to do that, I need to be sure we have a good referee between you and me. And they said, okay, we'll do it. So, Mr. Tap, we have that kind of information. We happened, Mr. Tap, last Friday night between me and Albert Jakai, and you are the referee on that one, Mr. Tap, on this one. So we have a very clash between you.
Unbelievable.
On that one.
I'm a special WWE referee.
So, by the way, if you ask you, who do you think did it? Who it would be your first choice?
Sorry, who did what?
Who did it? The picture. Who do you think he did it?
Oh, that it's either you or Luciano.
There you go. You got it, Mr. Tap. Luciano did it for me on that one. So, on this one, on this one. So, 61 point goal guy for the Montreal Canadiens. This is number one.
Yeah.
And my point behind that, I said at the beginning of the show, guys, we need to appreciate what we have and to accept what we're doing with Montreal Canadiens. We score goal. We don't win 2-1 and 1-0 and 3-2. We score 4, 5, 6 goals per game. And I think we should be a little bit more positive about the vibe of the Montreal Canadiens, positive about that. I need to improve myself too, but I think we have to accept that. The goal again, it was 51. 20 seconds, this is something have to be improved. The power play was 16, 20.8. They're still at the top 7 power play, but still they struggled at some point. I think it was 1 and 17 or 22. And then the PK guys, they're another area where they need to get better. 25th and NHL 75.5. This guys is about 5% lower at last season. By the way, face off, you talk about this, Mr. Tap. I think this come with Philippe Dano. 52.2 guys, 6 in NHL. This is a very important face off. You have to figure out that, guys. On this one. I'm not done yet. I'm going to go on the individual player, guys. Nick Ski, 20 points in the month of January, guys. Plus 13 for and 16 game. Take a note, this is on 16 game, by the way. Caufield, 13 goal, 18 point, plus 11, 3 game winning goal in the month of January. It's about 20% of all the game. Lennartson, 4 goal, 14 assists, 18 point for Lennartson. He did not too well for the last 3-4 game. Lennartson, he get a point there, but he still have 2 game winning goal. 4 goal in the month for Lennartson. He have what? 9 goal, I believe, or 8 goal. Sakiski, 8 goal, 8 assists, 16 points for Sakiski, only plus 2. Timida, 1 goal only. This is a little bit strange. 11 assists, 12 points. Kapanen has 6 goals on the month of January. And Carrier has 5 goals. Other players have 11 points, 10 points. But I didn't want to give you a little bit more the best of what happened during the month of the January. And finally, for the goaltender, guys, Tobesh finished the month with 6-0-0, 2.97, 0.6 percentage of 0.893. Fowler, 1-3-0, 2.60 for Fowler, and a save percentage of 0.897. And Montebo finished with 3-1 with 3.30. Save percentage of 8.80. So you can see Fowler, Tobesh, and Montebo got many games where the Montreal scored many goals. Unfortunately for Fowler, did not happen. Montreal get shut out 4-0, if you can recall it, that one, and then they lose 4-1, I believe, or 3-1 with Fowler. It was the first game against Buffalo, I believe, and that's happening for Fowler on that one. So that gives you guys everything you need to know about the Montreal Canadiens on the month of January. If you have something, pay your attention in that chat or you miss on tap, let me know. I elaborate everything for the team and for the players. So if you have anything you really, you're looking about that, something you want to share it, let me know.
Well, when you look at the first 7 players that you have there, Coach, that's your nucleus, right? Suzuki, Caufield, Hudson, Slafkovsky, Demidov, Kapanen, Dobesh, Fowler. I mean, this is what you're building around, and it's now contingent on the management to supplement a little bit and just bring in the pieces that will round off the team properly and give you the depth that's needed, especially if you should incur either injuries during the regular season or you go into the playoffs. Right now, the only area that I really think that they need to address, and I think that they will, I think that that's first and foremost on the front of their mind is trying to get a little bit grittier, a little bit bigger, a little bit nastier, and it doesn't have to be top six. It more than likely will be bottom six, but it's something that you need going into the playoffs because you cannot get pushed around in the playoffs and hope to experience success.
Yeah, great point about that. I agree with you about this. For me, look, yeah, it's like you talk about the core of the team, the heart of the team, right? The next
Yeah.
player is going to be your impact, and we don't see there Anderson, Gallagher. We don't see, you know what I mean. So this is very important to see that, and I think this is now. I remember TC at 10 point, Thompson at 8 point. That so you still have other players step up on this one uh, for
And I,
that.
I would have probably even thrown in Dobson as well into that equation. I don't know what his stats were over those 16 games, but I'm sure that they were comparable.
Absolutely. If you have to give you guys every month, we have the Molson Cup. The Molson Cup is the one that have
Yeah.
the most the All Star game, the star of the game. But I want to change this one today. If you have to describe to me only one players, this is a question is out tonight on my channel. Every night we do a question. If you have to select one stood out players, one player make it fun for the Montreal Canadiens to get a record of 10, 5, and 1. Who are they? Who is? Is it Suzuki, Caufield, Sakaski, Tobesh, or any other players that you have in mind? Everybody, let me know in the chat and also Mr. Enortap during the time. You can keep me sharing with me what you think about the month, the player of the month for the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it would go hands down to Hudson. I mean, we've talked about him many times. I think as he goes, Montreal goes. He drives the play all the time. He does a great job of being creative on the ice. Like it's how many ankles has he broken with some of the moves that he's made and created ice when space and time when there was none. And his knacky ability, his ability to find an open player is unprecedented. Like he's just a superb player that strives to improve his game in every aspect of the word. Like he's the first guy on the ice, he's the last guy off the ice. They get a day off, and what's he doing? He's skating on a pond somewhere and just addressing his game. This guy loves to be around the rink, and it's when you have somebody like that, coach, it's contagious, right? And to me, he drives everything.
Good point about
How
that.
how he's how he's not on the American team is beyond me. Both him and Cole Caulfield, but that's a different story for another time.
No, you're right about that. I think Gary Conley said too many to pick from. Um, and I
Yeah,
want to
that's true.
reflect, guys. Just think about this. We've been in the channel on this channel, Mr. Enortap, 6 year here. It's my 6 year about that, and it's rare, and I don't think it's happened like this. Yeah, too many to pick up to pick from because it never happened before this year, guys. On the one, I would said to you, I understand you said Leonard and everything, but for me, it's Cole Caulfield. Uh, because he's a clutch. He's a guy who scored 13 goals. He does at the right moment. Uh, we're going to see by number the next subject. And this is the reason I believe no matter where they are this month. You understand what Tobesh did, understand what Lennartson did, Sakaski, Suzuki, and I can go all the way like that, right? And it's it's hard to make only one name. And you tell me Lane Hudson, I cannot be disagree. I cannot say, are you wrong? Or you can be Suzuki or second, like all the name I just
Yeah,
mentioned.
there's no wrong
It's
answer.
exactly. So at the end of the day, I think
Yeah.
this is where I believe it's good for that part. And I think it will be Caufield is a clutch, the step up every time. Tony agreed about that one. That's what we think. My star is Mr. Saturday Night and Mr. Clutch. Cole Caufield is the man on this one. And you're right about this. I think that's the reason behind that. I mentioned him. But if you have any other player, Mr. Enortap, I absolutely agree. Talking about by number, Mr. Enortap, I'm going to go through this very quickly. I want to sharing this with you guys. We have a Montreal Canadiens, three more subjects, and the clash tonight will be about prediction for the Montreal Canadiens, Mr. Enortap. So let's see the number, Mr. Enortap, we have for you tonight. Highlight to those kind of number. I check online, I search, and I create. Hockey Reference gave me a lot of great number. And we have a guy in Montreal. He's a French guy. He does all the number for La Page Bleue. And I helping him. I pick up all those numbers. So I'm not smart like you think I am. It's just a search. That's it. Like that's it. Yeah, nothing else, guys. I'm not an expert. I'm not better to anyone. You guys, like us, give us a tap. This season, 10 goal and 55 game. This year, first 3 seasons combined, he had 12 power play goals and 200 games. So this is what the people talk in the chat, and I think this is where he is right now. At some point, a rookie, Guy Lafleur, he took him 3 years, I believe,
3
to
years.
become what he be in the NHL. We have different conversation in the chat with Rick Bengal, everything about Sakaski. I can go away like that, Mr. Enortap. But at the end of the day, by the way, Mr. Enortap, do you think the fight of Vasilevsky when he was 5-2 is a turning point of this game between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston? Because now it's 5-5. We're going to go in overtime, by the way. Here we go. PLW, talk about that fight. That's the show on the TV, by the way. But my point of view about Sakaski, guys, you're all right. What a great transformation of this kid. And just the beginning. This is what is amazing. Someone in the chat said early, Rob, I believe, said, it's pride. And Gary said, this is what, some people are a little bit more patient. We wait before we make a trade. But this is, guys, the beginning of just what Sakaski could become a monster in NHL, I believe. And we'll see if it's right. But right now, Montreal have the right choice when they select Sakaski over Shane Wright or anybody else. About that. And now Boston's coming back right now. A 2-1 is on top. Looking and score. No, goal. David Pastrnak, I think, is a goal. And we have what happening there? I did not. My son is off, Mr. Enortap. You have a penalty from behind.
Yeah, it's amazing Rick's not here anymore.
I know. I apologize, guys. Pastrnak thought he scored a goal, and then we have a penalty from Pastrnak for slashing.
And that will lead to the Tampa win.
Okay. So we never heard the whistle, Mr. Enortap.
Oh, there was a whistle. Okay.
Yeah, he did the whistle, but it's freezing in Florida, Mr. Enortap. The whistle or freezing, Mr. Enortap. So nobody hear that, and Pastrnak should have puck in the net. But on the replay, you can see the referee. He tried to blow, and his arm is up. So it's not a controversy call on that one. But Kucherov missed a great play from the pass from Moser behind him. 4-3 now for Tampa Bay Lightning, guys. By the way, so how about we get out the subject about this? Just give you an idea for Sakaski, and your comments about Sakaski. So we'll see. Most the lead in Montreal Canadiens this season. Montreal number 1, 69 time. Columbus 66, Utah 63. That said, the most lead loss, Montreal Canadiens are second with 41, Chicago 38, and Columbus 48. It's interesting when you look about Columbus and Montreal, both of them lead with the most lead, but unfortunately they lose in the third period. The Columbus, I write for Columbus, I can tell you he absolutely right about that one. Surprise about Chicago 38. Most goal in the NHL. Caufield is number 3 right now.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's pretty amazing.
Ever since January 1st, I believe he has the most points in the
most goals. If Sandy tells me he's not going to make the
yeah.
team for USC.
Yeah.
About that.
I guess he took it personally. He took it personally.
Bill Caron, he said I couldn't pick everyone. But that would be interesting. 23 goals at Mr. Enortap, or the 32 goal that either gave the Montreal Canadiens the lead or tied the game. 18 go ahead. First in NHL, a game tie goal, guys. 5 for him. That's pretty amazing if you think about that. Next one, most goal that gave them their team the lead this season. Cole Caufield 18 times. Jack Eichel 12. Guander 12 and Brock Nelson 12. So just give you guys the clash on Mr. Cole Caufield. We just talked. Nick Zuski,
and that's
guys.
not even close, eh? That wasn't even close. 18
not allowed.
to 12.
Not allowed. 6 goals. Nick Zuski, guys, the last 82 game, 32 goal, 101 point, and plus 39.
And yet some people still believe he's not a 1C.
Someone said this week he was overrated in the chat. Tuesday night. And he was lucky I was not trying to fight anyone that night, so I did not do anything with that. But
your blood pressure, coach. You got to relax.
Yeah. My knee hurts. So I was not doing anything bad that morning, honestly. And finally, guys, to finish this one, Mr. Caufield, Zuski over the last 8 games, guys. Take a note. 15 goals, 28 points. 3-game winning goal. One Zuski line is on the ice at 5-on-5 in January, 16 game. They have 18 goal for and 4 goal against. We talk about one TC have a hat trick or 6 goal or 5 goal and 3 game, and then you have other player prove the first time, guys. This amazing, guys. 18 versus 4, and if you look about this, Zuski shut down Thompson. Zuski shut down McKinnon, and Zuski shut down Jack Eichel this week. So we don't talk enough about him. And Zuski, I believe, is plus 119 or 23, I believe, right now. I could be wrong about that. But listen, guys, those kind of number you like to get, we provide you to go on that one. To complete the January Mr. Enortap, and I think I like to do that with us. And I should do it a little bit early, but I want to share it with you. We're not there, but we can see the picture right there, guys. Listen, guys, Tampa Bay, 72 points. Detroit, 70. Montreal, 69. Buffalo now is going to get out of the wild card by the Boston Bruins. They have 68 points tonight. Right now, it's not confirmed. They could be have 69, join the Montreal Canadiens, but they still have 2 games again or Buffalo. And then Montreal maybe 1 game over them. Florida, 59, and Toronto Maple Leafs, 59, Ottawa, 59. What I want to bring to all of you guys is this part. And we are going to be now back at the beginning of March. We have maybe 1 or 2 games at the end of February, maybe 4 games total. So we have to go from March. Most of the team, Mr. Enortap, going to have an average of 25 games. Or let's see with 25 games at the end for all of them, guys. We talk about Florida Panthers, Ottawa, Toronto, guys. 8 points behind Boston and Bruins. This is not easy to come back, Mr. Enortap. To get 8 points back, they have to win a minimum of 4 games, at least over both teams, Boston, the Buffalo Sabres. I think for me, some of those teams, and then they have to pass Columbus and Washington, by the way. They have some problem right now for Florida, Toronto, and Ottawa, Mr. Enortap, and we don't talk about the Devils behind them, the New York Rangers, but how you feel about that?
Well, you can sort of see how especially the Adams, the Adams. I'm aging myself there, Coach. The Atlantic Division has flipped from top to bottom, pretty much, with the exception of obviously Tampa Bay. But it's again, it just goes to show that the NHL is moving in a different direction. It's a young man's game now. Speed is the key, and if you also have to stay healthy, that's imperative. And when you look at Florida, you look at Ottawa, you look at some players on Toronto as well. They've had some considerable injuries that have kept them out of the fold. I think, and sometimes all it takes is 3 or 4 games that you should have won, that you either went to overtime, didn't get the 2 points, or you lost outright, and it puts you in that kind of situation. When you have that many teams to jump, it's very, very difficult. If you're above those 3 teams and you just play 500, they will not catch you. It's impossible.
Yeah, sorry about that. Kucherov and Enortap just missed a breakaway
Oh boy, I need
on
it.
that one. Very fun about that. Luciano said that last year the Atlantic will look different for the next 5 years. You're
Of
right
course,
about that.
absolutely, Luciano. Is the overtime over yet, or
We still have 24 seconds. We have a penalty again, O'Kane, for that one. So we have 24 seconds for the Tampa Bay Lightning. 45 shots versus 34, Mr. Tap, tonight.
well? I guess
And we
it's
have
the
a
best time
O'Kane
to
in
take a
front of net.
penalty.
I'm
If
sorry.
you're going to take a penalty, it's the best time at the end, towards the end of
Yeah.
the overtime period.
The people
Doesn't
at the
carry
Tampa,
over.
guys. You think about this. The game is in Tampa, guys. All the NHL was very cautious about the weather to be 80%. 80. This is yesterday in Florida, Mr. Tap, the record and the history and the Florida State, the coldest day and the history of Florida, guys, is because of the NHL. That's it. That's all. It's because the
That's it.
NHL go to the game right there, guys. It was -1. And I got the picture about that one, Mr. Tap, of someone -1 with that.
That's sunny. That's sunny here in Toronto.
Absolutely about that. App by number, Mr. Tap, and we talk about this guy. I don't want to talk again about the trade deadline. If we have another show this week, we'll talk about the trade deadline. I don't want to do that. And I want to talk about the next summer, Doc Galley and Liney, but we're going to skip that. I want to bring all of you at the Clash, Mr. Tap, and then time we have, we can talk about the 2 next game for the Montreal Canadiens. We can talk about the Laval Rocket guys win the bowl game with Fowler and Engstrom. Is unbelievable. The Montreal Canadiens prospect, Moni, Sawyer, Edge, and the goalies are looking good. Not for Zarowski. It's only a week. This is the first week Zarowski struggling on that one. And then I want to share it with you guys. It's going to be a shootout and Tampa tonight, by the way. So we'll talk about this a little bit later. And of course, we'll talk about the clash, Mr. Tap. And the clash tonight, Mr. Tap, I did not go deep. I said, let's do prediction until the end of the season. Participant players and participant team.
Gotcha.
So I said, Lucien will be with us. I'm going to talk about Toronto the next couple of minutes, Mr. Tap. So let's see what we got for you, Mr. Tap. The first one for all of you in the chat. Don't forget, please to click on the likes. 2 Montreal Canadiens players are going to have plus 82 points this season at the end of the year. Do you expect the Montreal Canadiens get the 82 points a plus at the end of the season, Mr. Tap?
Yeah, well, right now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they have 3 players that are at a point per game with Suzuki, Caufield, and Hudson.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to say absolutely. I think 2 out of the 3 will get 82 points.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you, who are they?
I'll go with Suzuki and Caufield.
Suzuki, Caufield.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, a duo, boom, boom about that one.
Absolutely.
Gary,
long
go
as
with
they-
yes, absolutely. To add, absolutely, for stand the man on this one. And we're going to see if we have other people to get that one. Vegas, 0. Anaheim, 1 for RJ Calabo. On this
When
one,
would-
big game for Vegas. Vegas lost yesterday, I believe, at home.
Yeah. yeah.
Uh,
When would be the last time we had 2+ players at a point per game?
you have to go
Do you
the
think it
time, the
goes back
Danforth
to?
and Richie and Turgeon.
Yeah, I think so.
Or would you go with two also for the question of the night on this one? Gisuski and Hudson for Gary Conroy. About that? Interesting. Gary, go with Hudson over Caufield. So everything possible. Mais sans tape, Oliver Kapanen is going to score 20 goals et plus.
What's he at now? 17, 16,
17. Yep.
17.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I I think that's an easy target for him. I'm gonna go absolutely.
Absolutely for him. We know he scored only one goal the last 9 games, by the way.
I know.
But yeah, I think you're right about this. PLAYBOOK go with Suzuki maybe. I go with that. Me too. Emerson-Tap, Kapanen.
Let's put it this way: if he doesn't hit 20, we're in trouble. That's a lot of games not to get 3 goals.
25 game he has. Yeah, right. He has 56 game right now. 26 game.
Yeah.
Kapanen for sure
55.
is locked at 20 plus. PLAYBOOK. Kapanen absolutely stand the man. Absolutely. Claude Richard. Welcome back, Claude Richard. Gary also Google. Demina would get him past 20. Good point about that. Google.
Yep,
By the way. About that, Kubi Tobesh, Jacob Tobesh will with 30 goal a plus this year. M&M, yes,
30 wins.
Gary Conu, absolutely.
He's got 18 right now. So he needs another 12 in the what is it, 25, 26 games left.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he does it. Yeah, I'm gonna go absolutely.
So you have 27 games to stay for the Montreal Canadiens. They have 4 or 5 more back-to-back games that drop at 22. They're going to give at least 5 more games to Montembeault. So that gave 18 game. For the 18 game or 17 game he's going to get, he has to win 12 times.
12. I think he can do it. Say yes, coach. Say yes.
Now, if I said no, a lot of people say, you see, coach, he don't like Tobesh.
That's why I'm telling you, say yes.
Absolutely. Ben, the number 1, Gary Conroy. That would be close. That would be close. 30 or 31. And the only way he can get this in Emerson-Tap is Montreal have to get there. Have to win those games. So I would say absolutely for that one. But it would be a stretch. Or I'm wrong and they gave more game to Tobesh. Like, if Tobesh get 22, 21 game, that's automatic for me or be an automatic right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Good point. Well, all I agree, guys. I said absolutely. The next one, Mr. Enortap. Suzuki, 95 point now a plus. Luc Lafontaine said 88.
What do we say? 27 games left? I think he's going to come slightly under, so I'm going to say not at all. I think he hits around 90, 91, something like that.
On that one, Guenzel beat Swimmen. What a shot, Mr. Tap. Those people, those player guys, they are unbelievable. That shot, Mr. Tap, it's like top shell. Like, to be the goaltender, you have to be a really good players, guys. 95 points for Suzuki. He is at 62, I believe, right now, right?
64. Yeah.
So 31 point and 27 games, not that.
That's a little bit too much, I think. I'm going to say he's going to be slightly under. So not
I have
at all
good news,
me.
Mr. Tap. Tampa Bay Lightning came back with 4 goals, come back to win the game 6-5 and a shootout.
I don't know if that's good news. I almost wanted Tampa Bay to lose and
Why?
it closes up. Well, it would have closed up the lead a little bit, right?
No,
You want to
because
keep them
Boston
in.
down is behind Montreal, so I don't want Boston running
Oh,
after
I
Montreal.
know. I know, but we got to figure there's going to be 5 teams, I believe, coming out of the Atlantic,
Yes.
right? So basically, I think if they could have closed the gap with Tampa Bay, they would, because right now they were only 3 points behind Tampa Bay. So if they could have kept it at that, would have given them a chance to maybe, I don't know, get second, or who knows, maybe even first is in the cards for Montreal.
You don't think right way right now. You don't think it's not make sense at all.
Come on, coach. Stay with me. The glass is half full, remember?
31 point, Miss Antap. I'll be honest with you guys. I like that. They shake their hands at the end of this game. So this is well done. I can wait to see Vasilevsky shake the hand to Swimmen. Pasnak shaking.
He's going to shake something.
John Cooper looked like a man, interesting about that. So absolutely, not 31 point. He have a really good, strong year after he came back for the Four Nation, right? He was unbelievable, Suzuki. Yes, I go with absolutely. What did you say again?
I said just slightly under, not at all.
All right, no, 95, Mr. Top, 95. Last question, Mr. Top. Florida, Toronto out of the playoff. This for Monsieur Luciano.
59 points. They're 8 points behind. Well, Boston. Well, Boston actually now is at 68 points. Yeah, that's hard. Even if they win 8 out of their next 10 games, they'll be lucky to make up 2 or 3 points. That's it. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, absolutely about that. I predict Toronto 2 months ago they're not going to make the playoff.
Yes. Yeah.
And Florida guys, they won't.
Didn't uh
And
didn't
here the
Luciano
reason behind that.
didn't Luciano say Florida was going to win the division and win the cup?
Me? Oh, Luciano,
No,
right? Oh, Luciano,
Luciano.
yeah. He sent July 6th, he said that, Mr. Top. 3 repeat, 3 repeat, 3 repeat, 3 repeat. About that. I don't know. He never talked about Lindy Ruff anymore. He don't talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins anymore. You have a difficult year, Luciano, Mr. Tap. How his prediction is falling apart right now on this one. Florida have to play over 700 to come back. That's my point of view. Luciano, I was going to say that. And said, Mr. Tap, I will say one more things. Is where I'm concerned about that. They don't stop the puck. The same percentage of Proboski, guys, is not in front of me right now, but I believe it's below at 0.890. If someone have it for me, let me know. But I'm concerned about Proboski, and Tarasov is not going to be over Proboski, so he's going to use Proboski maybe 21 times. The puck go in. So I don't think they're going to make them.
176 goals they've allowed, and that was before. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, so that's conclude, guys, the clash for tonight on this episode. And Mr. Tap, we're going to ask you this question now. Before we go to other things, the prediction of the week. What are the prediction of your week for the Montreal Canadiens, Minnesota, and Winnipeg Jet? We're not going to take a note, guys. It's only 4 games. But what is your prediction for Montreal?
Well, it'll be a tough game against Minnesota. Again, it's a big team that plays a certain way. They don't allow you to get your transition game going, as we saw last time. Even though, we won, but they also had a number of players out of the lineup, and I'm pretty sure all of them, if not most of them, are back. So it's going to be tough to get a win there. I think you have to go with Dobesh in that game, Coach. Keep riding the hot hand, and if he wins, you take him to Winnipeg as well. They're not back-to-back games, so he gets his rest anyways. If he loses, then you can go Montebo. I say they come out of this 1-1.
Yeah, that makes sense about that. 0.875 at Bobrovsky, guys. I'm right there on. I want to take a moment to say hi to Louis Garceau. Louis Garceau, first time in the chat. Ça nous fait plaisir de te voir, Louis Garceau. On couvre les Canadiens de Montréal tous les jours. 7 jours par semaine, on fait des lives comme ça quand le Montréal ne joue pas. Donc, j'espère que tu vas t'inscrire. Puis, venez nous voir plus souvent. Mon Louis Garceau, on aime les gens ici. C'est un petit Chanel. Chanel and French. Mais on est des très bons gens ici qui sont très respectueux. Donc, j'espère que tu vas venir nous revoir. Sorry, Mr. Enortap, speak a little bit in French right now about that. Woody Snyder is in the house. 101. Tobesh with both game right with Tobesh at PLW. I agree with you. 4 points for Claude Richard on this one, Billy. 1-1 is my minimum, and extra after that is just put some extra cheese on the pizza, Mr. Enortap. So I think 1-1. My biggest concern is tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be tough.
Gary says Chanel number 5. Yes, I was going to play La Chaîne in French. I could not say the word in French. Sometimes my French is losing. I lose word about that. It was crazy. Anyhow, I agree with you. Maybe 1-1. I want to clip a little bit what happened, Mr. Enortap, around the Laval Rocket before we leave at 10:30. Montreal Laval Rocket won both game Friday night, but they scored 2-1 overtime. Adam Ekstrom scored another goal Friday night, the game-winning goal and overtime. And then yesterday, on Laval, Saturday, they won 3-2 in Toronto and overtime. Laurent Dauphin scored a goal. Both game guy was Fuller. So I don't know what's going on with Kakkonen. I didn't hear anything. He gave only 3 goals during the weekend for Kakkonen. He have for Fuller. He gave 3 goals and 52 shots. And then Adam Ekstrom finished the weekend with 2 goals and 1 assist. I'll be honest with you guys. Adam Ekstrom should play in the NHL.
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready.
He's right now run the Laval Rocket, guys. It's unbelievable to see that. And finally, good weekend for Jacob Fuller after he gave 5 goals the game before that. So good to see that. And Montreal Laval need win. Montreal Laval go to play in Laval this week. So going to cover the Laval Rocket, guys. During the time we have a delay game between the NHL and the Olympics. And don't forget, we follow and we do all the game Canada, USA at the Olympics, Mr. Enortap. We're thinking now to do bobsleigh, Mr. Enortap, and also to do curling, Mr. Enortap. We're going to do something like that. Like, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Enortap. We have a morning, we have a night where we have nothing's going on, right? We're going to be live here, and we're going to follow what's going on at the Olympics. It's going to be a funny night to see that on this one.
Well,
so,
you should do women's curling, Coach. The only sport where you don't mind being swept.
The only thing I never understand, Mr. Enortap, is the one they do ski de fond with arm, and they shoot at low, and then the target, and then they go to another 50 mile, and then they come back.
They ski.
That's just not. This is like
really. You have to bring your heart rate really low in order to be accurate.
It's just don't blow my mind. I like the ski, the alpine ski. I like that. I like the speed. I'm not a snowboard guy, so I don't like all the stuff like that. Skating, what's it? Fast skating, the personnage de vitesse, quoi? Speed skating.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like those kind of the game where they push each other and then they have collision in the wall. And he's gone. He's on the high road on the effect line. So we're going to have a good time together, guys. The bobsleigh, we're going to see that also. And also the jump on ski. There's another one, but they're all drug. And the way they put them, and the Norway put their team on the drug, Mr. Enortap, they get like 60 yards longer about that. That's how that. We're going to check that. Luciano will be the commentator of the woman curling. Is great, Luciano, about that. So we see that for the Laval Rocket, Mr. Enortap. And finally, we want to talk about one more thing. The prospect Montreal. Moni, 5 points this weekend for Moni. And Sawyer, guys. Nobody talk about Logan Sawyer, guys. Score is 11 goals this season. with Providence, guys. Watch this name, Logan Sawyer, the second year in NCAA. Is only 19 years old, by the way. Michael Ash have 3 points Friday night, 0 points Saturday. Goalies, guys. Cournoyer, Rapkoff, and someone else. Croteau, I believe. Have a great weekend with their team NCAA. And then you have Zarowski, obviously 0 point the last 3 games for Zarowski. He's a little bit on the break, honestly, for that. So, Tap, if you want to add something, you have to tell me because we are already at the end of the show, 10:30. We respect your time. And we call the figure skating triple axel double lutz. Arabesque, Mr. Tap. I can wait to that. Schedule Montreal. Laval
right,
play
PLW.
Wednesday night, Mr. Tap. We cannot do the game Wednesday. Friday at Laval is Saturday at Laval. So the one game we're going to do maybe Friday, RG Calabo, maybe Saturday at Laval too. Great to see you. We appreciate a lot, Mr. Tap, to give you time tonight with that kind of cold. We wish you to recovery, speed recovery. We wish also the best for your family also. And we take a time, guys, for all of us together. We said we have a small channel. We have a small, we're not a lot of people here, but we said one thing, we have really good people here. And we'll take a time to pray and talk for our friend Guy. Lost 3 members of his family on the weekend. So when you lost someone that you think is very bad, but when you lost 3 of them during the same weekend, this is terrible. So we hope you have the time tonight, guys, all of you to pray and talk for Mr. Guy, our friend Guy Leveillé. And we wish the best, of course, his family, everybody. Super Bowl this week, Mr. Tom. I'm going to be back at the Super Bowl next Sunday, so we do this. But so not go nowhere, guys. So the hockey finish Wednesday. Maybe do another games Thursday night, NHL. We talk about Montreal. But Friday, Laval Rocket, and then we're going to talk about the Super Bowl Sunday. So maybe not next week, Mr. I'm going to see you maybe the following week, but maybe at some point we could do some show. The Red Lights will be off for a couple of weeks, Mr. Tap, about that one. So I appreciate a lot. So last word, Mr. Tap, of the week for you. What do you think will happening with the Montreal Canadiens this week?
Well, besides the hopefully 3 to 4 points that we can pick up, who knows? We'll get. Hopefully, they'll get a good rest. Most of the players that aren't going to the Olympics, and the ones that are going to the Olympics, we wish them the best because the experience that they gain there is just fantastic. So, guys like Suzuki and Kapanen, I mean, it'll be a great life experience, and hopefully they bring that to the team.
Koski also is with there. Alexandre Tiessier is also over there for the Montreal Canadiens. So it'll be fun to watching them. We'll go to it. The only problem for all of you, not for me, I'll be dreaming. The game all afternoon for me. The night, you guys, it's early the morning, a.m. at 7 o'clock, 5, 6, 4 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully everybody will be there. Willie's not in the house, but we say hi to you, Mr. Tap, everything like that.
Hey,
thanks
Willie.
again to be with us, Mr. Tap. I can wait to you next time. Until then, be safe and hope the best for recovery for your cold, and hopefully your voice will be better the next time. Again, we appreciate a lot. Very grateful, thankful to have you aboard with me every Sunday night for the Red Lights, Mr. Tap.
Good night, Coach. Good night, Hockey Nation. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Enortap was in the house tonight at the Hockey Nation, guys. Really great to work with him. And that's concluded another Red Light show with all of you. Thanks for moderator Ron Luciano tonight. Thanks for Mr. RG Cabo, the news update. And also all of you click on the likes tonight. We're missing a couple of people. The most important thing is all of you to be with us tonight. Hopefully we'll get new subscribers. We passed the 11,000 subscribers a couple of days ago. And we'll continue to push in the right direction. Don't forget to become a member of the Hockey Nation Show. I can wait you tomorrow night for the game Montreal. Again, in a while at 7 o'clock p.m. 7:30 tomorrow night, by the way. And the reason we get better is because you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. I know. We have only the music is over. That's okay. Don't worry about that. Be well, be healthy. Find a way not only donate your day, but find a way to donate the first app or what? Someone said 2026. Meanwhile, I want to wish you an amazing, great weeks, everybody. Be careful. And tomorrow is February 2nd. What's going on on February 2nd? You're going to know exactly when the winter stops in the next 6 weeks or not. So we'll see what's happening about that one. And of course, the Hockey Nation, the Ab Nation, and all the animals in the jungle are telling want to tell you more things. We love you, friends. Good night, everybody. Have an amazing, great week. I can wish you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. between the Montreal Canadiens and the Winnipeg and the Minnesota Wild. And until then, my friend, PLW, have a good night, buddy. PLW, by the way, PLW just burned 1 month with no alcohol. So we'll see what he's going to do for the Super Bowl next week. And he maybe fill up the fridge with all Eskenin. Who knows about that? And you're welcome, MMM. My friend Luc Laverson is coming. Booyah!